Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is college search engines and organization. So there's really no way that you guys can like effectively do this college planning process without going crazy, without some sort of organization. And even beyond the college application process, just your life in general, you have to be organized. So this morning, I usually get here about 6:45, but for whatever reason, I was just having a hard time getting it together. And I got here in barely enough time to do what I needed to do today. And I normally like to get here early so I can do some stuff. Then I got to the door, and then they held you guys out for a little while today, which meant I got to my room later to get up here. So I'm scrambling, running just all over the place. So I literally got ready right before the first person walked in here. And even though I was kind of all over the place mentally, the only reason why I was ready today was because this little packet that I have right here was already packed 2 days ago with everything that I needed for today. So I literally picked this up and came upstairs. And then there's some other stuff that I normally bring with me that I always keep in that bag right there. So with some other junk in there that I don't need, but the stuff that I need for today is in that bag. I speak a lot. And because I used to snore, my throat is dry. And so when I start talking, I start coughing. So I have my cough drops in there. I have tea and just some other stuff. So I won't be sitting here coughing. Y'all try to call the ambulance to come get me, right? And so that's kind of what I'm serious, because y'all start getting concerned when I start coughing like that. And so you want to make sure that you're organized, okay? So one of the things that I use to organize myself is Google Calendar. How many of you guys use Google Calendar or even know that it exists? Okay, so that could be a thing that you can use. So I use Google Calendar so that I can stay on top of all the appointments that I have here at school outside of here. And I also have like an old school calendar as well, right? The paper one that you can open and write stuff in it. Because sometimes, even though I have it on the calendar, sometimes I just like to kind of see things spread out, okay? So real quickly, everybody doesn't have to answer. What are some ways that you try to use to organize yourself with your calendar, or maybe notes that you need to know for certain things? So everybody doesn't have to answer. You can just raise your hand.
When I go
Okay, so it's in your calendar? Okay, and is it on your phone or is it? Okay, all right, cool. Anybody else? Whether it's an appointment or whether it's notes, how do you keep track of that? On your Remind app on your phone? And so, and you do what?
I said I'm on my phone all the time, so it'll pop up.
All right, so it'll pop up on your phone? Okay, cool. Anyone else? Uh-huh.
And I read that in my sleep.
Mm-hmm. So you got a planner book, okay? Anyone else? Good stuff. So I have all those things. I have the Google Calendar, the old school calendar, and I put some notes on my phone that are things that I'm going to use all the time, so I can cut and paste it and drop it if I'm on Instagram or if I need to email somebody something. And then I also have a widget on my phone that has all of my calendar stuff on it. So it's on my phone and it pops up too. Because sometimes I may be somewhere and I need to cancel something or maybe add somebody to a meeting. And so I have it right here on my phone and I don't have to open things up. All right. So what about email? What's your email life about? Who has empty email boxes? Raise your hand. Like this, like maybe 10 or less. So we got 2, 3, 4. All right. Who has about 100 emails in their box? And maybe you have read them. How many of you have 10,652 emails in your box? I'm not judging, I'm just asking. So 10,652 emails in the box, right? So I'm not judging. So out of those people that have the 10,652 emails in the box, right? How many of you, most of them are unread? Okay. How many of you have that many and you read them, you just don't delete them out? Okay. All right. So we need to fix that. okay? Because when you have all those emails in there, number one, it could be something important in there that you need to read. Number two, for me personally, because I know a lot of people here who have thousands in there that they have read them off. For me, it causes me anxiety because it makes me feel like I have something else to do, right? So you might want to start deleting those things. So I'm going to show you a way that I kind of clean out my email. And if you could do me a favor, can you go and turn the light off so that you can only see up front? I'm going to put y'all in my business for a second. And I hope I didn't close it. All right, can y'all see that? You can see that it's email though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In my big old head. All right, so this is one of my old email addresses that I never used. I used to use it for junk mail. I forgot I have it. I haven't used this in years. So I have 3 ways that I delete my email, okay, especially when it gets really backed up. So one of the things that you can do, if you know that you have all of these emails in your thing and it's all trash, or maybe you can go back to a certain date where you know it's all trash, go to the top, hit this button here at the top. It selects every email in there. You hit the delete button and it deletes the whole row. You can even go in your email setting and set it to how many emails you want to be in that string. If you want it to be 25, 50, or 100. So for those of you who have it really backed up, you might want to go into your setting button and you can change it. Where is it at? You can change it so that it shows right here. You see what it says maximum page size? You can change it to 100 or 50. And that way you can delete those emails faster, okay? All right, so that's one way. You can just mass delete. So if you know you got a bunch of trash in there, just mass delete it. Now you may have, most of it is trash and there's a couple of things that are good emails. You can select the whole thing like I did last time, and then just kind of scroll down and see what you think is important, okay? So it says, oh, Costco's. It might be a coupon in there. So I'm going to unselect that because I want to keep it. Nerd Wallet. This is about, I guess, money. I might find a new way to get some money. I'm going to unselect that one. Okay. And then maybe Pico. They're telling me about my electricity, the way to save some money. So I'm going to collect that. So you're actually going to unselect anything that looks important. Okay. After you do that, everything else that's blue is trash. You're going to hit the trash button and it's going to delete all of those things. Okay. And so you can just keep kind of going back to the next page and deleting things. I'm going to decide that this whole thing is trash. I'm not even looking at this because I don't even use this account. And I'm just hitting things and putting them in the trash. Okay. So you want to start going through your email and doing this. Another thing that you want to do, how many of you guys get a bunch of junk mail, spam? It should be everyone. I get all of this is junk mail and spam. Okay, because I did go through all this email before you came in here and nothing in there was important. So let's say you get emails from Costco all the time. Okay, I don't want any email from Costco. So I'm either going to look for an unsubscribe button. If I can't find an unsubscribe button, then I'm either going to block Costco or report Costco as spam. All right. We're going to block Costco. So eventually they're going to stop emailing me. Let's see. Google alert. Oh, that's good. I want to know, make sure nobody's in my account. Fidelity Life. They're doing really good with not putting unsubscribe buttons in these things, aren't they? Nutrisystem. So what I'm doing is I'm going through here and trying to find something that has a, oh, they're doing a great job. All right, I'm going to unsubscribe from this person because I have them on all my emails. So you're going to go to the bottom of your email and look for a button that says unsubscribe. Sometimes they hide them, so you got to click through and try to find them. So you're going to click unsubscribe. Sometimes it'll send you a message to say, hey, you're done. Sometimes they make you check off all this stuff. So you say, I no longer want to receive these emails or whatever, and then share your feedback. Sometimes they give you another hoop to jump through. So you guys want to make sure that you go through those emails in the next week or so and clean these things out. So I know it's a pain in the butt, but you want to do it because, again, you're going to start getting a lot of college mail that you do want, a lot of financial aid mail that you do want. Can we turn the light on? All right? All right, so you want to make sure you clean out that email. All right. I'm going to go through this slide very quickly because these are things that we're going to talk about later in one of our other meetings, but I know some of you are very ambitious and you want to go ahead and get started, looking up and researching some things. So I want to go ahead and give you these sites now. So what I do want you to do, can you open up your Chromebook and go to your Google Calendar for me? Does anybody need help finding your Google Calendar on there? So just open up your Chromebook. Just open a new tab. You see where it has this little dots here at the top? You click on there and look for the calendar and click on the calendar, okay? Open your Google Calendar and look for today's date, and you should see something that says senior year prep. You see that? Open that box up, and inside that box, if you look in there, there's a notes section in there, and I'll just open up mine from school here. All right, so go to today's date, click on senior year prep, and you see when you scroll down, down in the bottom, it says link for all the notes. You guys see that in your box? Click on that link for me. You guys need help?
Yes.
Okay.
It sounds like, but if they weren't signed up for this, they won't have that information, right?
Everybody in here signed up for senior year prep, right? And you got an email from, if you got an email from me this morning, it should be in there. Or check your email link that I sent you and open that up. It should be in there. Anybody need any help? All right, so when you click open the link, this information on the screen has the calendar for the rest of this class. And then any notes that we go over that has any links or videos that I'm recording, like the one today, is gonna go on this link. So it's always gonna be in the calendar box because I have it set up that it's loaded into every date that we have. So that way, anything that we talk about today is gonna be in here. And then if you look on February 3rd, the video from last week's meeting is there. So if for some reason you miss a date, you can click in there, okay? Y'all good? Okay. All right, so these are a couple, go ahead. You don't have it in yours? Oh, you know why? It should be, which period, which class are you in? Which one are you usually in, period 4? Did you click on period 4? Because I thought I put it in all of them this morning. Okay, I'll make sure that you get it. Okay, but anything that you need, that link is always going to be in that box. Okay, so number one, the go-to manual that I use for college planning is the Step Into College manual. So that's going to be on the link that I gave you. This is a booklet that comes from Philadelphia, and it has a lot of great information to help you guys stay abreast of what's going on in the college planning world. And it's little bits and pieces of information. You just click on there. It's a booklet, it's digital. You click, and then you can go in here and you can go skip to whatever category you would like to go to. Okay, so we were talking a little bit about organization today. There's a section on getting organized, and you can look here. It talks about study habits. It talks about managing your time. So one of the things that I use to manage my time as well, my watch. I have alerts that pop on every certain couple of hours to tell me to get up and stretch, because I can sit and do something for 2 hours and realize I didn't move for 2 hours because I'm so engaged in what I'm doing. So it says, girl, you need to get up. You old, your joints ain't that good anymore. You need to go take a little lap around, okay? Or I may need to put a reminder in here to tell me to stop at the gas station before I leave, because I'm gonna run out of gas when I get on the highway, right? So my watch, tells me some things, and just other things that you want to do to organize your time. One of the important things that might not be on here, maybe it's here. How many of you guys use your phone up until you go to sleep at night? Okay. What have you heard about using your phone before you go to bed at night? It's bad for your eyes. What else? I'm not judging you. I'm just, takes you longer to fall asleep. So it's not good for your eyes, and it takes you longer to go to sleep. I'm not a scientist, so I can't thoroughly explain what the whole thing is, but it has some kind of rhythm in the blue and the phone or whatever that makes your body want to stay awake. So they highly recommend, for a better night's sleep, that you stop using your phone about an hour to an hour and a half before you go to bed. I like to use mine anyway, and I know that. So I have my phone fixed so that at 7:30, my phone turns black and white. So it helps the strain, and it reminds me, dude, get off the phone. Why are you on the phone? Because I don't sleep well at night, right? And so I try to, and then at 7:30, it says, put the phone down. I still may use it, but at least it goes to black and white. So if you definitely know you have problems sleeping, you want to start putting that phone away before you start going to sleep. So you can take some time on here. We'll probably dip into this another day, but there's some really good tips in here about managing your time and some other stuff. Also, one of the things that I want to point out on here is about self-care. And so a lot of people talk about self-care and taking care of yourself. Y'all good over there? Y'all good? So especially with people in this group of people that have signed up for this, a lot of you guys, you know that your grades are important. Some of you obsess about your grades, obsess about certain things. Your generation definitely obsesses about being perfect and not making mistakes, right? And so some of you didn't do so well in 9th grade. Some of you didn't do so well in 10th grade, and maybe your average doesn't reflect you as a person. Can you go back and change any of that stuff? Not really. Okay, so I just want you to focus on doing your best work. And some of you, every class is not going to be the class that you're going to excel in. Just try to do your best. And since you guys are in a grade where you can get help from Gear Up, you can get tutoring, you can get SAT prep, all types of things to help you guys out. So some of you guys are saying, I'm not going to be able to go to college because my grades are not this or my grades are not that. If you're trying to apply to Harvard and you have a 4.0 GPA and you have a perfect SAT score, there are a lot of people that have that are not getting into Harvard, because tons of people have those things. But there are some people who are getting into Harvard that might have a 3.8 or a 3.9 or whatever the threshold is, a little lower. Their SAT scores, maybe they didn't submit their test scores because they may be looking at some other things that are on that application. All right, so let's not obsess so much about being perfect. Okay. Oh, and in the manual, one of the reasons why I like it is because there are some forms on here that you can download, okay, that you can write in. So if you're looking for a college and you want to see what's important, there's a fit profile that you can type in, check off things, and we'll go into this form on another day. But these are just some things that you guys can look at. There's an 11th grade checklist in here that you can look at to see what you should be focusing on certain months, right? There's a 12th grade checklist as well. I mean, there's one for every grade. So you can look ahead of time if you would like to see what you need to be doing in another grade. Any questions so far? All right, because I know I skipped through those, but we're going to go through those in detail on another day. All right, you also want to pay attention to who's having a campus tour or an open house. Who knows what an open house is? What's an open house?
Because when you go into like somewhere,
So you're going to look around, whether you're looking at an actual house for sale or you're going to a school to see what's going on. And usually when you go to an open house, they go all out. They give y'all food, all that food that y'all were talking about earlier today. But they're not gonna have all that kind of good food. No, they're not gonna have wings and stuff. But they'll have, some refreshments, some hot chocolate, some swag that you can win. They're gonna take you on a tour, show you dorm rooms, let you meet students. They're gonna tell you all these wonderful things about the school, blah, blah, blah. So those are good days to go. You can also go online to that website and set up a visit. We're gonna make sure we turn these phones off. You weren't in here earlier. We're gonna turn the phone, gather, let's close these laptops so we can pay attention and be present. Okay? Thank you. All right. So you can go on the website of the schools that you are looking at, right? And go on there and make your own appointment, whether it's just you and your family, or maybe you can join a group that's going at that particular time, okay? There's going to be, in this handout that I gave you guys when you came in, if you go on the campus visit, these are some really good questions for you to ask and some things to consider. So definitely keep this taken if you want to, and actually, I think there may be a version of this that you can put on your phone too. Okay. So definitely keep this handy, okay? And I think the Step Up into College manual, I think last year there was an app that you can download to your phone and all the stuff is on that app too, okay? Lastly, there's a regional college fair on May the 24th at Villanova. Okay, so there's going to be a couple hundred, maybe 100 colleges at that fair that you can go just to get a preview, talk to some admissions officers so that you can get some practice. So when you go to a real college fair, when you become a senior, it's a great opportunity to check it out. So that link is also going to be in your stuff. Okay. All right. College search engines. So again, we're going to go into more detail with these in another class. But again, for those of you who want to get a head start, I want to go ahead and give you these links. So the link that I gave you guys that has all the stuff for senior year prep, these links are already on there. So number one, you can use Naviance. How many of you guys have heard of Naviance before? All right. So what I will do, if you can remind me, to put in your link, a little short video that shows you how to use Naviance, but we're going to do that in one of our classes. So Naviance, we use that to send off your transcripts and teacher recommendations for colleges. But they also have a college search engine in there so that you can start putting together a list. This is the time in the spring of your junior year that you want to start putting your college list together. So by the time you come back in the fall, that list is down to 6 to 12 colleges, no more than 12. I mean, you can apply to as many as you want to, but if we've been talking about time management and organization, that means you're going to be getting emails from all of those other extra places that you put on there and having to keep up with that mail. And that can become very draining and exhausting. So you want to make sure you keep it to 6 to 12. So right now, your list, when you start on it might be 75 schools on it. You're just checking them off and just chipping stuff off, okay? College Navigator is another website. College Navigator, once you start digging in here, it's not a pretty site, but it's my favorite because it has a lot of the important information that you need that you don't have to go, it's all in one place. You don't have to go digging through the site and click on all these pages to look for stuff. All the important information is there. We're going to go over this another day. Okay, so that's on your link. You also have College Board Big Future. So College Board has the SAT. So they also have a search engine for you to put some schools on your list. I really like this one as far as it being user-friendly. The only thing that I will caution you with this one, and maybe if you use a Princeton review list, have you guys heard of Princeton Review before? Sometimes those lists might be a little bit biased because there's some kind of monies being exchanged because people are paying for lists and things like that. And sometimes some college may come up higher on your list than it would, if it wasn't involved that way. But that College Navigator is from the government. So there is no, favoritism in there. Everything is equal, but this is really easy to use. So you can use that one. College scorecard. Every college in the world is not on here, but you can also find out other things about the schools that you're not going to find out on a website. So what do you want to major in? Pre-med? All right. So how long do you think you're going to be in school? Probably. You're going to be in school for 8 years or more, right? So you need to start researching to find out how long you're going to be in school, right? How much money you're going to make in whatever field you think that you're going to go into. Sometimes you may find that you may have to move to a different city or a different state to make the money that you want to. So I'll use myself as an example. So about 10 years ago, I was thinking about moving down south with my family in Atlanta, because that's where I want to go when I retire. But two things kept me from moving. Number one, they pay less than they do up here, right? I'm a school counselor. If you want to be a school counselor, you got to go to college for 6 years, okay? 6 or more. If you're going to go straight through, is 6. So, and also we have something called a pension. You guys hear about that word pension? Your teachers talk about a pension. So it's basically money that they take out of your check every time you get it. They put it in this nice little pot. The school district puts some more money in there. And then when you retire, you get a check every month on top of your Social Security, right? And so, but if I move to Atlanta, my money's gonna get messed up. So you guys want to start looking to see if I want to do this and stay in Pennsylvania, what kind of money am I going to get, or do I have to move somewhere else? So this site is really good for things like that. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to look at fairtest.org. How many of you guys are not good test takers, or the SATs and ACTs freak you out? And I stretch a little bit, so I'm going to lift this leg up too. All right. So for those people, this is the site that you want to go to help you put your list together. So all of the colleges that are test optional are on this page. So all you have to do is scroll down, and you see here that it's in order by institution, city, or state. So if you put this in order by state, okay, so I can scroll down and look for Pennsylvania. You see how many colleges are on here that are test optional? I don't know where the P's are. Let's just go to California, okay? So you'll see all the schools in California, whatever state, that are test optional. So you can use that as you're putting your list together. That's something that's going to be really important for you to use, okay? And so that way you don't have to stress yourself out about having to take the test. So again, in the last session that we had, we said we still want you to take the test. Why did we say we still want you to take the test? Mama did, right? Yeah, you got the fee waivers to take it for free. Number two, some of the colleges will still want a test score if you want to get a merit scholarship. What did we say a merit scholarship was? A merit scholarship is based off of your grades, test scores, extracurricular activities, and other things that have something to do with what you have done to earn some extra money, right? So some of the colleges want that score for that. And also with Act 158, if you get a 1010, that'll help you with your graduation requirement. So you can just take the test now without all that extra stress connected to it, okay? All right, so are y'all ready for a big surprise that I have for you? Oh, okay. Do I need to say it louder for the girls in the back? Okay. All right, so I'm taking 4 college visits this spring, okay? I'm going to Villanova, Gwinnett Mercy, Delaware Valley, and Immaculata. Gear Up is also going to Villanova. There's 2 separate trips, and you guys are going to Temple and Westchester, right? Okay, so the priority are seniors that have applied and or accepted to these schools that have not been able to visit. So I've been calling them down. I'm going to give them until Thursday to bring their permission slips back, maybe the next Monday. After that, I'm opening the floor to y'all. If you would like to go to any of these schools. So you're guaranteed to go on one. However, I want you to pick them in order that you want, because if most of the seniors don't want to go, I might have space for all of you that want to go on these trips. So we're going to Villanova. So what I would like you to do, yes?
Sorry, are you like Europe or we only go on one trip?
She just said, but you're,
I didn't hear. I'm asking.
Oh, they got hot in here. So, seniors get first priority, and then however many spaces, I'll give them a certain date, and then after that, I'll give you guys slips. I'm gonna send you a link on February, whatever that first, was it February the 20th, whatever that Monday is, so that you can sign up for the colleges that you want to visit. That means that you need to check your email and make sure that your email is cleaned out so that you won't miss it, okay? So you're gonna pick first, second, third, and fourth choice. I'm gonna look to see first who has been here at least twice. So the second, if this is your first time coming, there'll be a session that week that can be your second session, and those people will get priority, and then after that, anybody else can go. All right, so I will put those slips together. I'll find you, track you down, and make sure that you get those slips, okay? So last year I told people they could only go on one or two, but they were able to go on all of them because we didn't fill up the buses with the other students. Everybody was able to go wherever they wanted to go, all right? But what I would like you to do is to go on these websites and just research these schools. Whether you go on the website, whether you go on College Navigator to get some information. Do they have your major? What did we say a major was? What you want to study. Do they have your major? All right. Is it a school that's in the city, or is it in the suburbs, or is it in a rural area? How many students do they have at their school? Some of these schools may have 800 students. Some of them may have 20,000 students. Well, not any of these. But there may be colleges that you're thinking about that has tens of 20,000 students on campus. Penn State, Maine is one of them. Tons of people there. You can go the whole 4 years and see new people you never saw before, okay? What do the people look like? And that's the other reason why you want to go on these visits. Because you may go there and everybody's telling you how great it is, and you're like, this is trash. I don't like this. You know, and there's a couple of visits that I've been on. I was like, oof. I don't know. Or the stores or the neighborhood around the place. There's nothing close by. You know, you might need a car, you might need a shuttle. So those are some things that you want to check out. So when you guys do get that list, right? Then you can check, I definitely want to go to this. You don't want to waste your first choice on a school that you didn't check out. Okay? So I think I told you this. So you need to be signed up by February the 23rd. That's probably when I'll probably just send it out on the 23rd. I'll do that. I'll send it out at the end of the next class that we have. That way it'll be fair. And you need to be here for 2 sessions. Okay? All right. So does anyone have any questions? Got 2 minutes. I'm going to put together an SAT or ACT blitz for you guys because I noticed some of you guys didn't get to sign up, okay? And I was just going to tell you something, and I totally forgot what it was. Okay. Oh, real quick before you leave, one thing that you learned today that you did not know before today, quickly. And you can pass if you want. All right. Huh? Yeah, lots of different sites for colleges. Okay. Yep, practice tests for SATs. Anyone else? Yes, honey, clean out that email, please. Thank you. Anybody else? I'm not gonna pick on everybody. So the rest of y'all didn't learn nothing? Y'all knew all this stuff before you came? Well, bless y'all. All right, well, thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk. And I will send you guys a video. It might not be of this class, it'll be either this one or the next one. The video will be loaded on that link by Monday, but hopefully I can load it by tomorrow. All right? Thank you, guys. Oh, I got a hand clap. Thank you. I'm gonna tell my mama. 5 people that are watching the recording.